Hello, my friend, and welcome to Wisdom Trek. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, your guide to wisdom and creating a living legacy. Thank you for joining us for our 5-day-per-week wisdom and legacy building podcast. This is day 823 of our trek, and time for our Philosophy Friday series. Each Friday, we will ponder some of the basic truths and mysteries of life and how they can impact us in creating our living legacy. As we continue on this trek called life, sometimes we have questions about life. So our Friday trek is a time where we can Ask Gramps. Gramps will answer questions that you would like to ask your dad or granddad, but for whatever reasons, that is not possible. No matter how old we are, I know that all of us would like an opportunity to go back and ask Dad or Gramps questions about life in many areas. We will address areas such as finances, relationships, health and fitness, business and work, home repairs and renovations, seasons of life, spiritual and biblical questions, and any other areas that come our way. As your fellow sojourner and mentor on this trek that we call life, it is Gramps' goal to provide you with practical wisdom and advice about any area of life. It is crucial that I receive a constant flow of questions, so please submit your questions to Guthrie at wisdom-trek.com, and Gramps will answer your questions on our Friday podcast. We are broadcasting from our studios at the Big House in Marietta, Ohio. Nearly all of us have to work at some sort of occupation in order to live and to meet our financial obligations. From the very beginning of creation, God created us to work. Genesis chapter 2, verse 15 tells us, "The Lord God placed man in the Garden of Eden to tend and to watch over it." Granted, because of the choices that Adam and Eve made in the garden to disobey God's command, work became more difficult than necessary. But that is not where work began. It began at the beginning. My experience is that most people don't love their work. Many like it, some tolerate it, but it is a minority who find the work that they love and also support their lifestyle. So our question for today is, "Hey Gramps, I'm really struggling to enjoy my work. How can I change my situation?" So the topic today is, take your job and love it. When you do not enjoy your job, or it does not bring you satisfaction, does that mean that you must live with frustration, desperately seeking a perfect job you can be passionate about? Not at all. First of all, as with most things in life, your choice of attitude about your job will determine your level of satisfaction that you do have. You can and should choose to find enjoyment in your work. Doing so is very valuable for your life in many ways, including greatly increasing your probability of financial success. The fact is, though, you don't have to love or even like your overall job to enjoy everyday aspects of it. It is critical to distinguish between a job and the way that you do it. This is important because every job has its aspects that will be unpleasant for you. You need to be able to get through those times with a smile on your face. As an example, even when you work for yourself, which seems like it would be an ideal situation, it has its significant drawbacks, and most people are not suited to own their own business. I remember my mom saying, "When you work for yourself, you only have to work half days, and you can decide which 12 hours that you want to work." For someone who has been an entrepreneur and small business owner for all of my adult life, I can tell you that this statement is very true. There are long hours to be worked, and at times the rate per hour turns out to be very low. Even with this, I have chosen to love my work, although there are days that I don't really like it. You may not be passionate about your job, but you should be passionate about how well you perform your work. For a few people, they are working in their dream job. But for most, it is okay to enjoy your work well enough to at least meet your financial obligations and maybe even make a good living. You might be thinking, but your boss doesn't appreciate you. You're underpaid, your company isn't ideal. And that's okay, for now. Those things aren't really the evaluators of your life. You are. Do your job well for you, and also do your job well for God, as we are instructed in Colossians chapter 3, verse 23. Work willingly at whatever you do, as though you were working for the Lord rather than for people. And also in Ephesians chapter 6, verse 7. Work with enthusiasm, as though you were working for the Lord rather than people. When you have this attitude about your work, you will find that you enjoy it even more. Even if you don't like your specific work or the work environment that you are in, you can love the way you do it. Love yourself and your dedication to your work so that you'll be able to pat yourself on the back at the end of every day. By doing so, you also set yourself up for finding, within your company or somewhere else, a job that you really will enjoy. Are you concerned about being stuck in the same job for life? Well, don't worry about that. Individuals who emphasize the positive and rewarding aspects of their job don't stay in unpleasant jobs for very long. They either get promoted or use their positive record to get a more fulfilling job. You must consider your job as your calling or your ministry. It is also a means to provide for yourself and your family, but that is only a portion of your life. Other than your job, what is your passion in life? Do you love to learn, or teach, or write? Are you fervent about cooking, sports, cars, or clothes? Do you have a wonderful friend or a family that you adore? If you have these other things, then you have found your purpose for doing your very best, even if you don't enjoy all aspects of your work. None of us enjoy every aspect of our work, and that's okay. I am not saying or encouraging you to stay in the jobs that make you miserable and find all your joys elsewhere. If you dislike the job that you are in, start training and preparing in your off time for a better one. Plan and prepare, then you'll be ready for a better job when it does come your way. Remember, while you are searching for that perfect job, enjoy the way that you are doing the present one, and keep celebrating and expanding all the other joys in your life that surround you. Next week, we will have a different question to Ask Gramps. Gramps will answer any questions that you may have about life and will provide you with practical wisdom about any area of life. Please submit your questions to Guthrie@wisdom-trek.com, and Gramps will answer them on our Friday podcast with wisdom and philosophy that Gramps has gained over the many years of experience and study. I know that you'll find these insights interesting, practical, and profitable in living a rich and satisfying life. Our next trek is Meditation Monday, where we will help you to reflect on what is most important in life. So encourage your friends and family to join us and to come along with us on Monday for another day of Wisdom Trek, creating a legacy. If you'd like to listen to any of the past 822 daily treks or read the associated journals, they are all available at wisdom-trek.com. You can also subscribe to iTunes or Google Play so that each day's trek will be downloaded to you automatically. And thank you so much for allowing me to be your guide, your mentor, but most importantly, I am your friend as I serve you through the Wisdom Trek podcast and journal. And as we take this trek of life together, let us always live abundantly, love unconditionally, listen intentionally, learn continuously, lend to others generously, lead with integrity, and then leave a living legacy each day. I am Guthrie Chamberlain, reminding you to keep moving forward, enjoy your journey, and then create a great day every day. See you on Monday.